Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm Xeno, the personification of a cry for help, and we are back with Ediction. You know, I didn't realize this game was gonna be quite lengthy. I'm pretty sure I'm almost done with it, considering it's only supposed to be like a short form for the game jam. Yeah, no, this entire gameplay just took me over 2 hours to complete this game, so I'm just going to split this into two parts. So, yay! I don't know, I feel like I just need to split it into 2 parts, mainly because I did not want to edit a video that was like almost 2 hours long. That takes a lot of time. Anyway, let's continue onwards. You gingerly nibble on a nut. The teeth ache. The gums are sore. The tongue feels stiff, as if out of practice. The throat swallows. It immediately chokes. You cough it up, losing all morale instantly. Swallowing is one of those tricky things. I recommend practicing with sipping water. You huff and let a wave of indignation push out of you before dipping cupped hands into the river. It flows around the feet. It feels nice. Let me tell you, getting all this dust off was well worth the walk. I'd almost forgotten we'd be meeting the river after getting out of Foundation. Are you sure it's safe here? None of the fellows left in Foundation come this way, if that's what you're asking. You sip. The water catches oddly for a moment, but soon swallows without issue. It falls through the body like a sudden jolt of ice. It is not unpleasant, just shocking. You shore up your bearings before continuing. Why not? Why not? Take a crazy chance! Why not? Why not? It is fresh water. They have not eaten or drunk water in a lifetime, I would wager. Neither have I. Are you sure the body will accept it now? You have the rots. It renews itself much more than other bodies. Haven't you noticed how spry you've been? You said it would not work before. That was before. You'd have time to get things back in order now. And the efficiency of the rots has improved enough that I think your body is ready to start processing something. Will I need food now? To regain more of your strength, yes. Obviously, starvation won't be killing you anytime soon. And you? I have not seen you eat. I tend to forget to eat most of the time. But you are not dead. An astute observation. Do you have the rot as well? If I did, why would I bother with you at all, Ramla? He sighs from somewhere behind you. Behind you being a direction you have been pointedly decided not to look since Hermeto found a spot to bathe. That was unnecessary of me, I know. Say what you will. A quiet develops for a moment, save for the river. You stare at the water in the hands. It slips through the fingers as they shake. As it all slips away, the fingers reach for the pouch hanging around your neck. They gently cradle it, feeling the soft warmth within. Why do you bother with me? Sorry. The eye has a rot mark. You removed the eye from my head. Why take me at all? Well, a few reasons. The first of which is that it's not my power to wield. Save me that principled rubbish. You do what is practiced first and foremost, don't you? You are not wrong, but I meant it literally. I cannot choose what the rot does the way you could. I cannot control it. It just is. The reason the rot is powerful is because it is yours, and because you are so close to the death it abhors. I would not be able to manufacture that. And the other reasons? Because... Annoyingly, he goes quiet. Normally, the gloaming man always has his reasons ready. You know, this conversation is hard to have when stared at one's back. You are deflecting. Then don't let me get away with it and look at me. Ever the traitor, the bite replies. There are answers. True answers that would not be fair of me to give. What the hell does that mean? Idiots. He just pulls you around on a string. I mean what I said. To tell you would be more unfair than if I had never have. You said you would give me the truth. Every secret, you said. I was not aware it came with conditions. You wouldn't say that if you knew what I mean. And you know this how? Is what I do now your decision? You're right. Yes, it is unfair to me either way, isn't it? You're a fool. Keep your promises or don't. If I tell you, will you look at me again? Why do you want that so badly? Because... Concern it, I need you to see something. I want you to see something. It's stupid. I don't care. Just tell me the truth. It's right here on my back. Or I suppose I should say the lack of it, rather. The eye blinks and focuses closer on Rometo's back. It takes some squinting for it to not be such a blur, but it's obvious enough. There was a question lingering in the back of your mind for some time what seemed off about Rometo, and there it was. Your wings. They're gone. There you have it. So? Right? I just told you it was stupid. What a crying shame. I lost my wings, and with it much of my pride. You've lost much more, not to mention what is done by my own hands, and so I hardly expect you to care. That's why it was unfair. I don't want to beg for your sympathy. I have to make my peace with my decisions. Then why hide it? Because I don't know you, Ramla. Not really. I don't want to win you over. I don't deserve that. I'll choose this one. Then know me better. You make so many assumptions that I don't even know what you're defending yourself from. There's no one more defeated than me. You already got what you want. You risked nothing. Just don't think of me as something I'm not. Defeated? Huh. Ramla, I wish I never had to defeat you in the first place. Its words give you pause. The toes wiggle, trying to make most of the river's current. It's far too late to feel sorry for yourself. Indeed. What's done is done. Ramla, I would like to ask you something. It refers to something I hear you say every now and then. You focus on the pop you can make the big toe make when you roll it around on its joint. The pain it produces no more than a curiosity. Earlier you said the body instead of my body. That was not the first time you've used this language. Sometimes you even mumble it in your sleep, like a mantra. Why do you say this? Didn't you say you wanted me to know you better? It is just something that helps. Is it what they taught you to do as confessors? Or was it for the night herd? What? No. The body slips out a sigh. It helps for the pain. You still experience much pain? The toe gets tired. I have been in pain since I was a child. It will always be there. Nothing can treat it? Only death. I imagine this is why you became a confessor. It was. I just don't know what to do, Ramla. I just don't know anymore. Do you see? Every time I hold you, you cry out. Holding you is all I got left. So you have to go. You have to. They said you can be saved. All things are part of a design. It prepared me well for the rot. You were a good student, then? As a professor, I was selected for Dryden knighthood. A high honor. The highest. They had nothing to teach me when it came to the lessons of enduring pain. To become a host to rot is to be transformed. There was nothing that I wanted more. My faith was unshakable. I sense an until. Until it wasn't. You are not ready. Not yet. To speak the words would be to encode all that happened forever. When these words are said, they should be for you, and not for him. I see. Well, thank you for sharing. I'm going to get washed up here. You should, too. But you have to be careful of all those searches and stitches. I know what you're about to ask, gloaming man. Do you? Well, you'll cut through like a block of cheese. Those wounds need to be redressed at the very least. If you want help with it, I will help you, but it is up to you. No, I will not be fine. Oh my god, attention! Come on. And? What the fuck? Ramla, come on, you need help. You feel an odd feeling. It's like a bubbling frustration in the core of the chest. Something like... Use your words. Now. Something like impatience. You want him to just know the answer without having to say it. Should I be asking again in 5 minutes, or are you giving me the cold shoulder? Oh? Why? A whole grunt, just for me. Should I call the bellman? Or should I shout the news through the streets? Never mind. You don't want it anymore. Ramla, I feel like the whole moral of the story from earlier is that I shouldn't assume. Say yes if you want me to do it. Idiot glowing man. Yes! Finally! Yes. Thank you. Pass me my bat, please. And you sure? I am. He smiled so wide. Me too. For a while, actually. And so did you. How do we start? With whatever's comfortable. How about this? Yeah? It's good. It wasn't. Huh? Just tell me if it's too much. Nothing ever stops when it's too much. This wasn't any different. You want this. Okay. What was that in contact stuff? The glowing man's hands are surgical with their precision. Little touches here and there sting at the sides of the body as he dresses its wounds. So, the touching causes the pain to worsen. Yes. Interesting. Is it? The body snorts. Try not to dwell on the tons of flames licking up and down the spine. What is so interesting about it? It's pain. It hurts. And there's nothing that makes it stop. Some things are so sad that they just feel boring. Pain is normally a means for our flesh to tell what it can and cannot withstand. This tells us that either your pain is caused by a condition within your flesh, or it reveals itself when it should not. Are you a physiker now? I'm not so far removed from one in the end. Did you know the first of all glowing men were healers? A liar. The secrets of death are pursued the greatest by those who wish to save another. You make them sound kind. They were, Ramla. They were so kind it killed them. None of them remain? I sincerely doubt it. All become banished, just like the very first healer. I'm starting to develop some theories about your pain. I did not ask for your counsel. Well, I'm not ready to share them anyway, so that works for me. I've never heard of a case such as yours. I'd be skeptical of my input too. It does not matter. And why not? I'll be dead when this is over. So you will be. Soft cloth is dabbed at the many places you cannot reach. Instead of little stings, it's more like pushing a dull bruise. You wonder what it's like to be touched without that response. It's almost disturbing to imagine. Would you just feel nothing? Would it even be half as warm? You wonder why you want to be touched at all when it just feels like this.
Alright, I'm all done.
And then he pulls away, and the warmth is gone. You still want it. Traitorous flesh. Ooh, his name. The color of his name was different on that part. From the river, you climb away from a foundation up the steep crags that once sheltered it from the seaside storms. This is the path you have only walked once in your life, back when you made your first pilgrimage to become a professor. There's something wrong with what you see. Something very wrong. You remember grand, lattice spires bearing icons of the divine. You remember a dense tangled root of temple walls and ivory parapets. Ruined and weathered by time, yes, but there was still that lingering shadow of majesty when you crossed into the steepest halls for your first communions. You remember how clean it was, stewarded faithfully by the shepherds even when divinity no longer had voice to speak. A silent place, but a silence that can only occur when carefully engineered. Now it's all rotten. It looked like ribs. What's left of it all, that is. Only the most basic beams and poles still stand, some so thin that they bend slightly from the winds. Now the silence here is a kind unique to abandonment. You look closer at these swaying structures, all now little more than a strange web of scaffolds. They are encrusted with growths of vibrant colors, red, green, blue. The texture reminds you of crab shells. You notice Ermeto has stopped just ahead of you, likewise craning his head high to soak in the sight. He looks grim, steely, maybe. In a way he isn't usually. What has happened to 100 columns?
Something entirely avoidable. And the first thing I wanted to show you. And I'll tell you now, people don't call it that anymore.
What do they call it?
The joist. Or just joist.
Why joist?
Because that's what it looks like. Ever see a house being built?
No?
Well, the joists are a length of wood supporting a floor. They run parallel to each other. I believe the name caught on because of one of the founding speeches written into stone that refers to the clergy here as the joist to that which lies underfoot to the divine. And, hey, look at it now. Proper joists all over the place.
There's nothing proper about it. They look sickly. They shouldn't be able to stand under their own weight, let alone the weight of the divine. The both of you walk on. Stairways wind in and around the place in a way that looks odd. If only because it's like all the buildings were rendered invisible, and now you can see the plan of it all as it was on paper. And the stairs. So many stairs. Stairs forever and ever. You're exhausted just thinking about it. You ignore protest and knees as you pass these rotting walls, peeking through to scenes left incomplete. An overturned desk, candle wax still stuck to its top. A stack of books never returned to the library. Brass instruments tarnished and stained. Heaps of ripped drapes implying the existence of windows once being above them. A pair of shoes, still neatly tucked under a decaying bed frame. Something is missing. Where are the people?
Were you expecting to find people?
I was expecting to find bodies. Yeah, I noticed that his name is changing. His name's changed his color. I wonder, could that be him, like, connecting himself more to his body? I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.
Ah, well. You'll see. We'll get to the core of it all within the day.
Ooh, within the day, he says. Hopefully your knees fall off by then and you won't have to think about them anymore. You close the mind and think only of counting the steps. Within the day, you found the people. The smell made the body retch far before you rose high enough to see it. Each time, Ermeto has sat with you until the body was finished. You found it somewhat uncomfortable, but mostly because no one has ever gone closer to you whether you got sick ever in your life. Now the body is empty. The mind, too. You stare at the mound of corpses. It must be 10 meters high. You stare at the festering condition they each share, rife with insights and elements of decomposition best left without description. You stare at their eyes. Hermeto sits with you in silence, his eyes closed. You wondered if he might be praying. You think about what you know now. Behind each pair of eyes in that mound of undeath is a mind still thinking, still in a better place to be sure, if this is what flesh awaits their return. You think, too, as you often do, about death. A question forms on your mind, inopportune in its timing as all your questions tend to be. The question marks the beams and pulls of your mind, running a full parallel series. Like ribs, maybe. It circles the thoughts. It picks its place to start building. It goes like this. If this is what death has been for hundreds of years, how can it be wrong? It already is what it is. It exists as this and has existed as this. It can even continue to exist as this. Whoa. A mindless death would be better. It's wrong, but the edicts aren't mine to change. Listen. Edicts, rules, laws, they were designed to help and maintain structure, but they're also designed to be challenged over time. You can't uphold laws and regulations that are like centuries old. They exist in that context, and they need to be updated somehow for the modern day. So, they are bound to change. A mindless death would be better. And that's on period, Ramla. And that's on period. For you, yes. But do you really know what any of these people think or want? Have you ever? I cannot imagine why you'd want something else. Then I ask for anyone like me. Wait, I can't imagine why you want something else. I mean, you're supposed to serve yourself. Then I ask for anyone like me. When has anyone ever been like you? In a sea of lived experiences, you stand out so much you practically glow. Nothing in your life has ever been prepared to foresee the things you would be. The things you would need. You are a chicken scratch for a world written in a different language. Maybe that was for a reason? Maybe there's more than one way to be alike. No, there's always a reason. Maybe that was for a reason. There's a reason for all your pain? Really? Do you still believe that? Even after what they did to you, the promises they broke. You never fit in the design. You know that. I don't mean the design. I mean the same way that death exists, so do I. What does that even mean? I don't know. You started it. So what's the reason? Something I have to put in my own words, right? Do you see anything else still here to do it for you? Take heart, Rotter. It takes time to build anything, physical or no. I'm not satisfied. I want to try another angle. So be it. You have time. It doesn't seem like Hermeto's rushing to be anywhere. And neither is the question that started it. Remind me how it started. Sure. It goes like this. If this is what death has been for hundreds of years, how can it be wrong? It already is what it is. It exists as this and has existed. Wait, what? It makes me circle back around? No, I still agree a mindless death would be better than existing like in a eternal limbo. Okay. I cannot imagine why you want something else. That's exactly the problem. You cannot imagine being something that isn't you. You look through vibrant eyes, Rotter. You were blind white from the day you were born. I just want something better. No one else will do it. How can you know? Hermeto would have picked someone else. Again, how can you know? Fine, I can't, but I doubt it's useless now. The world won't make itself better for you. I mean, he's kind of right. The world won't make itself better for you. Maybe I just have to try. Maybe? I have to try. How long has it been since you believed in something? Not that long. Faith is simple. Says the man who was banished for something as simple as doubt. Loyalty to belief doesn't make sense if the belief can't support you. Wait, he ate with that. He ate with that. He ate with that. So this one will support you? For a time, I think so. You'll choose to believe something knowing you might be wrong about it all? Again? And now you're back. Satisfied? No. Another go, then. Yes. Start again. Very well. You think about the question that started it. Oh my god! Oh, why is it... Am I supposed to be nihilist? Like, am I supposed to be like... Fine, the edicts are mine to change. It's wrong. But the edicts are mine to change. So you say, and yet... How are they not? They rule you the same as anyone else. The edicts define all that is and all that can be. By virtue of existing, you are a representative of its intention. But I'm the key to destroying it. You already know that this isn't a contradiction. I just find it hard to believe that the gods would get it so wrong. But since it's true, how the hell would I be any better? What if I make everything so much worse? Back up for a moment. Does something need to change or doesn't it? Something should. But should it be like this? Why not? It's like giving a child a sword. There's only one thing a sword can do. It can only act in a violent world. The child will always swing the sword and will always stretch something they shouldn't. So it's wrong to swing a sword even if the world you live in is indeed violent. Sometimes, yes. And sometimes not. Sure. But this doesn't answer the question, it just asks it again. No, it's important that you establish one very important fact. Sometimes, the child really needs to swing that sword or else they're dead. A strange argument in favor of killing myself. It could be a favor in a lot of things. What's important is that you know you're afraid. Enough to swing that sword one direction or another. Afraid? Of what? Of having something to lose. You are silent again. Again. You think of the question. Oh my god, what's the right answer? Fine, I can't. But doubt is useless now. You can. You just don't. This is fine, you know. Doubt has never been more useful because there's something you have again, whether you'll like it or not. What's that? Choice. I don't need that. Ermeto thinks you do. You can see it in his doubt, even if it disgusts you. Then why would he take it from me? Because you offer it. Again. What is the right answer? Fucking hell! Okay, edicts aren't mine to change. I'm talking about hubris. Some things are beyond one's mind. So you prefer to be humble. For who? A call is a call even if there is none to hear it. Principles don't evaporate when no one is there to see what you're doing. And what is this principle you possess? I'm referring to justice. So it isn't right for you to be the one to change the edicts. More than that, I don't think it's right for me to say whether or not it's right at all. So what do you do instead? I don't know. I've never felt more lost. So you walk towards death, even though you know it isn't right? That's not... You're saying that to choose death would be selfish. And can't I be selfish? What's more important is, why do you ask that only when it would kill you? Ugh. How many times are you willing to do this? Until I understand. Understand what? Fucking hell! Ugh. Modesty is itself a principle. Modesty is the effort to be palatable. An appeasement. Modesty is the virtue of someone having nothing bad to say about you and nothing good to say either. Modesty is paling into the background of a room so you can be ignored. It was useful. Attention never served me well. Sounds less like a principle and more like an obligation. Again, who is this for? Who will remember you? Ermeto. A gloaming man who is well on the way out of the door himself, if you had to guess. Have you stopped to think about what would happen to him if you fixed death? Then he goes to it willingly. There's no cause for concern. Then have you stopped to think about why he's alone? Where are the other Gloamin men? Where are the others in this world still alive like he is? He isn't alone. He brought me. Are you being modest for him then? Why? Not many approaches left. Why do I think so much? Such a pain. It's all you did for an eternity after all. You want to see it through. You want, beyond all sense, to build something in your head. Something like ribs. Something to defend the heart. You return to the question. Can this please be the one that actually makes me progress? Because I feel like I've just been going in circles. Maybe there's more than one way to be alike. Okay. Like what? What is there besides pain? A lot of things. Like occupation. Zaid was a professor even though he wasn't there for the same reason at all. We had a lot of things in common. But is what made you similar something you shared or something they thought you shared? How does that matter? Both sound like a similarity to me. You can share being misunderstood, or being wronged by the same thing. And what about the ways in which Zaid misunderstood you? It's not his fault. You kept quiet that night you shared with him. Was I not misinterpreting that previous scene? Would you ever tell him how much it hurt you if you ever had that chance again? You didn't then. One last time. So be it. One last time. The question drops at a keystone. Okay, was I misinterpreting the previous scene with him and Zaid or not? Because the way they're talking about it really sounds like something I don't want to utter out here. But if people know what I'm talking about, tell me you share the same sentiment as me. Let's move on. But I'm the key to destroying it. I can't keep going on like this. I'm old. I had my time. Much more time than anyone expected. Much more time than I ever wanted. Then what if you could go on a different way? That doesn't make any sense. I can't. That's so stupid. I can't believe you even tried that right now. There's something you're forgetting. Apparently not well enough. You're about to be in front of the edicts themselves. No. Don't even say it. Who can say what might be possible? This isn't even a refutation. You're not even trying to convince me. Does it need to be a refutation? When you just want something that much. And there you have it. So what? What is it you're trying to understand? Did you at least figure it out? That my head is real fucking annoying? Yes, I did. Your head? Oh. You know what I meant. Oh, I think we all know what you meant. I think we all know. The body huffs a short laugh. Seems you can make yourself do that at least. The downside is that it caught Ermeto's attention. He looks at you with a quizzical expression. Hell no. I'm not telling him any of this shit.
Something on your mind, Ramla?
No.
Okay. Just... laughing to yourself at the sight of the big pile of moldering bodies?
You should try showing up more often.
Ha! That was never quite my strong suit.
It's so aggravating how he thinks direct insults are just invitations for banter. You knew this about 20 insults ago. You might as well get aggravated at fire for burning.
Come on, out with it.
You like that it's a routine now. It's nothing I'm about to share.
Aw, boo. Not even a hint?
It made you want to groan with how stupid the truth can be. What made you think you deserve one? You like that you can insult him and he won't go away.
Deserve? Well, I'll have you know I deserve a great many things.
You like... what? Beginning or ending with the gallows? That you're allowed to hate him. Oh, fuck off!
I take it this means you're ready to move along. It won't be a pretty sight.
And this is?
Fair. Just don't say I didn't warn you.
You walk. You're starting to wonder if there was an edict for stairs that one might be able to dissolve conveniently nearby your destination. But even the steps now become coated in those crab-shell growths you now understand are somehow mycelial in nature. The vibrant reds, greens, and blues now flower underneath your bare feet. They stain the soles. The skeleton of buildings become more complicated, now with tendrils and lines that you know were not a part of the original design. They cut corners. They hang inside like flesh. They strive either for an overabundancy it cannot support or an efficiency you cannot understand. That's not true. I understand part of it. The unmistakable stench of rot. The more you see, the more you recognize the hand of Dryder within it. Could she have done this? No, she never worked directly. Then could she have done it indirectly? You do not know. You do not know from the many steps it takes to reach the crux of this surreal infestation that has overtaken the 100 columns. For those uncountable, finite steps you do not know. Damn, I love the writing in this game. It makes me feel smart. But when that count is done, when you see what Ermeto has wanted to show you, you do. Oh, the moves are cut. Oh, shit.
Welcome to what made the joist into the joist.
Like discovering your own organs comes the understanding that deep in that nest of rot is someone you know. Is that Zaid? I have no idea. The story stitches itself together in the mind. All and none of it could be true, but you find no desire to know for sure. It's already over. This is already Zaid. I fucking knew it. I thought I was about to be talking out of my ass again because I saw like the bunny ears on. I'm like, there's only one bunny character and that's Zaid. Wow.
Ramla?
You think. You think hard. You feel as though this is the time when one should go through memories. This is when you should remind yourself absolutely everything, no matter how painful. This is when death should reveal to us how far apart everything really is. But no memories come. Nothing fond. Nothing rueful. Not even the memories you replay when you think your mind is thinking of nothing. It's right in front of you. The truth. Zaid is done. Memories can't create anything new. And this is not a flesh that could get up and walk again. What a waste.
Indeed. I take it you know them?
I do. You wish this emptiness was the calm kind. Instead, it's like a pot left on the stove. The body stings and itches with heat. The palms become sweaty. Knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit on her sweater already. Mom's spaghetti.
I wanted to show you this because, well, Ramla, this is what you would have become had they not thrown you away. This is the power of the rot mark. Under the oblivion of true death, it seeks to renew anything and everything.
True death?
Yes,
He is truly dead.
he is.
How? Wasn't...
Condition always exists for those with the means to control them. For him, true death was a reward bestowed upon him for his loyalty.
A reward? How could they think it's a reward?
Oh? You do not think it is?
No. I mean, it doesn't make sense from what they've always cared about.
You mean to say it's strange they could consider true death a reward when they're worked so hard to manufacture immortality? Well, it would be if you took gods at their word. My piece of advice? Never do that. The gods are liars. Worse, they're just people. Fallible and filthy like the rest of us.
So this will happen to me. The gloaming man grows quiet.
Yes. Should we wish to unleash everything the rot mark has to offer, you must be rendered unto true death.
How will we do that?
Once the units are under our control, we'll be able to use the same loophole the gods created for this man.
The hands close, then open, then close. Why did they do this? You hate anger the most. You hate how hot it makes the body. You hate even more how it reminds you that you care.
You'll have to be more specific.
To the 100 columns. To Zaid.
Was that his name?
Answer the question.
I'm afraid I don't really know. Surely Dryder was involved, that much feels evident, but then again, who can say? Everyone who can is in that pile of bodies.
It destroyed everything.
Maybe that was the point. Think about it. The rot is a symbol of renewal. Maybe the point was to create something else, by any means necessary. Notice how the parts of the buildings that the rot kept seem to mostly just be the parts that were wood? Why would the shape of the wood persist and not the stone?
Why would I know that?
I don't know. Maybe because you were trained your whole life to do this exact thing.
I don't know shit.
Then there you go.
You can't stand this. You can't stand him. What is this gloaming man even thinking? Stop saying this to me like it's my fault. Why was any of this even necessary? Why put me through this? Why hold it over my head like I'm wrong for doing what I did? I can't change it. It's already done. I'm sick to death of it. What? You're sad because I gave up? Is that what this is? The gloaming man just stares at you. You read nothing in his expression. Not even judgment. It makes you angrier. I was already wrong. I already gave up. If death weren't so broken, I'd just be dead now. Are we trying to honor that? So what are you even saying? Ermeto's eyes suddenly drop to watch something on your face. Then something wet drips from the eye. You're crying. You're crying. Then it all becomes too much. Far too much. It starts to blind you. Things shake inside you, like a buzzing. Stop thinking about it. The hands clamp over the face. Get down low before you fall. You lower the body until the knees feel the hard ground beneath it. Close the eyes. It goes dark. Breathe. You know already that this is not an anger that will pass on its own. I don't know what to do. You'll have to decide. I don't want to have a choice. It's too late. I want to live like I'm dead. I want Ermeto to win and I want to lose. I want to lose so badly that there's only one choice and it's out. You can choose that, if you like. No. Having the option ruins everything. I want to give up. You can choose that, too. But I don't want it to be a choice. It's too much to decide right now anyway. It's not silly, Ramla. Come on. Try again. What? What's right in front of you right now? You. And what does it feel like? Stinks. No. The other feeling. Ramla. Your apron is itchy. Itchy aprons. That's right. What's in front of you right now? Zaid. My dead friend. My only friend. And what does it feel like? I don't want to think about Zaid. No, the other feeling. You open the eye. Behind the cage of the hands, it is sheltered from Ermeto. You pick through the fingers at Zaid. You can see his skull. The white of his bone stands out. Touch Zaid. Slowly, The hands drop to their sides. The body rises to its full height. You cross the gap between you and him. Strange how now is when you feel that calm sort of empty. The hand reaches out. My hand. Just this one time. Please don't make it weird. Your hand reaches out. Your palm cradles the cheek, now little more than frayed tissue and chipped cheekbone. You touch him. You don't know how much you should do this. There was never any moment that told you what felt like the right amount. I'm all that's left for this to be for. Your thumb brushes over the ridge of his eye socket. Your anger passes through you. This worries you. Anger having direction means wanting something more. It will condense into something, and one day you'll wake up and realize you were wrong about everything again. You leave it for the future Ramla to deal with. The other feeling, huh? Well, he feels like dried grass and bone. I hope you wouldn't mind that I'm doing this. You'd imagine that he'd find it funny. I don't know that for sure. Doesn't matter anymore. I miss him. Better. I don't think there'll be anyone like him. Probably not. Don't think it'd be worth the time looking. There's other things. I wish I told him it hurt too much. That was why I didn't talk to him again. You didn't tell someone new. Why would I look for someone new just to say I can't be what I want to be for them? Or what they want from me? To do it right. For who? Zaid? He's gone. For the Zaid you remember. That's just me again. Exactly. How embarrassing. You feel like it's time to say goodbye. Oh. Goodbye. At the peak of the joist, the breaths the body takes in are thin. The endless stairs are now little more than stacks of flat stones on mountain paths that lean precariously over the rise. The spread of Zaid's rod is nothing more than a feature of the landscape below you. Overhead, the mountain widens. It is the only mountain you know of that does that. The mantle casts a shadow even after the sun has long since faded. You stare at Ermeto's back. He leads the way, staff tapping against the steps as he goes. You've realized that he grunts with effort more and more often lately. The more and more the body you occupy strengthens, the more and more he seems to wear down. You think about the journey, or, to be more specific, about the destination. You will die soon. You want to say something. Capture a fleeting moment before it's gone. Gloaming Man.
Yes, Ramla?
Ermeto stops to look back at you. A sigh escapes the body. Relief, though you won't dwell on it. But you still forgot what you wanted to say.
What is it?
You try to think of something. Give me a break.
What? Is this something I should be sitting down for?
No. You look away. Down to the dizzying sight of the joist, and further still a foundation beyond it. No, let's think of a conversation. Let's make a conversation. This is the furthest of the mantle I've ever been.
I see. You're feeling sentimental.
Where have you been all my life? Where are you from?
Oh, what a sudden question. I am from the Ivory Peaks. Do you know of it?
It is not in this land.
Correct. It is quite far. Far enough that it was once outside the jurisdiction of the edicts, if you can believe it.
You can't. Not fully. You were not aware such a thing was even possible.
It was a long time ago, of course. Before my time. But the facts revealed quite a bit of the meaning behind the Peaks' history to me. Why we were so proud, despite still professing fealty underfoot of the pillars. The Akrisas were once a major house. In the distant past, they would sit in government alongside all others, though they never gained as much prominence as they did when the houses became their own independent holds. A wealth that could be traced to that time of reckless freedom. And then we lost it. The freedom, not the wealth. It was like a heartbeat slowly going out.
I asked about your home, not the history lesson.
Well, the history is important to understanding my home.
but it's not really the answer. You hear him sigh.
How perceptive of you. Forgive me if there isn't much I can recall about my home that would satisfy you. I always wanted to shed it as quick as I could.
No family?
None that matter.
You sensed this was as far as the question could take you. Ermeta already started walking again as he was talking, forcing you to follow.
And you?
Huh?
Where you from, Ramla?
You were not expecting this. Throne feet.
Ah, the plateau town.
He slows again, staring at the horizon. You cannot see it from this side of the mantle.
Ah, shame.
Is it still there?
Not really. Ediction about people. Otherwise, yes, but it's emptier than foundation. A sickness in the water, I fear. A sickness in the water, I hear.
Ah. Just like that. History fills itself in. You forgot you were avoiding that topic.
You know, I'm curious to know what the proper answer to the question where you're from sounds like. Is that really it?
Answer him. Are you really doing this? Start a whole conversation. It was busy. Lots of noise, dense streets, good music.
Ah, music. That I did not know.
The best. I miss it.
Let me guess. Once you left to become a professor, you got sick of the clergy's organs, trumpets, and hydraulic keys?
Within days, yes.
Ha!
The trumpets aren't so bad, but only back in Throne Feet, in the downtown. There was a spot called the Brass Knuckles. People would teach each other and play in public. You wanted to join the band as a kid. Sound was one of those perfect sensations, a way to be touched without the strings attached. Until I realized how that was a very different story trying to actually play an instrument. You could try again now, maybe. Your pain tolerance is much higher these days. I don't know about that.
Teach each other? What, in the streets?
Yes. We had no schools, rich man.
Ah.
Someone would save up for an instrument and suddenly the whole square was figuring it out together. Singing was free, though. Anyone can sing. I think we all sing. Drums were free, too. Just need a stick and something to hit it on. Wait. Yes. Drums! You like the drums! I just liked hitting things. Mama said you were good. Mama said a lot of things.
You know, I completely disagree.
What, you bad at singing?
That's not what I said.
A stutter. You hone in on the display of weakness. You can talk. That means you can sing.
Anyone can open a throat and admit a throat-ripping screech, but it doesn't mean they should. They're singing, and then they're singing well.
That's your money talking.
My money?
You care too much. Music is music.
Do forgive me, I wasn't aware I was traveling with such a refined virtuoso and master of the arts. I'm sure that means you're willing to prove it?
Prove what?
That music can be anywhere. Go on, sing.
Somehow, you did not foresee this happening. When did it all go wrong? No, sing. No.
What, you bad at singing?
I'm not singing for you.
What a shame. Looks like music can't be anywhere after all.
Shove off. He laughs. You take note of how it sounds like singing. Concern it, shut the fuck up! You shut the fuck up. Ermeta wins your silence once again. Shouldn't have even bothered. You let it all peter out. Silence marches in. Soon, the thoughts die in your mind. He walks on, and you follow him, climbing to the beat of his ragged breaths. You follow him, the steps drawing you closer and closer to... Let's just get this over with. Oh? Yes, I'm aware I want to put off the decision. I'm aware that's a sign of doubt. I'm aware I have no want or need or patience for doubt, and in a perfect world that was never broken to begin with, I would be well and truly dead. And what I'm going towards now is simply amending that. There's nothing wrong with choosing it. And yes, you already clobbered me over the head with it being my choice. I get it. Really, I do. But you can't deny the simple fact that there's me, one minuscule little thing, and then there's an entire world full of people who are better at living in it. Oh sure, that's when you say something like, better at living in it? What does that mean, Ramla? Well, what does it mean? You know damn well what it means. If you don't put it into words, then a question you want to answer even less will be asked instead. It means what it says on the tin. Don't you think that someone who lives their life in constant pain actually is the best at living in this world? Ugh. You were warned. I don't actually believe that. In your defense, no you don't. Then I appreciate it if you kept those thoughts to yourself. Even you to be funny sometimes. But that was the end of that. Despite your victory over yourself, doubt has very much kept its shoes by the door. The path ahead of you seems much the same as it did in the last 100 turns around the mantle. You start to tune it all out. You let the eye wander out to the horizon. Maybe it will turn enough times to see throne feet. You make sure to be the first to tell. The way your stare remains fixed on anything but the man in front of you. You walk, and walk, and walk. There's a tumble of rocks behind you. Huh? What the hell are you? What the fuck are you? There's a... What is that? Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god! What is that?
Ramla!
Fucking... Am I dead again? I'm dead, am I?